Sousui, do you get good sleep? Good sleep? What do you ask, Monika? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays. Especially in high school, when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better, since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway, for no real reason. Is that true? Well, it's probably because the flexibility and time enables them to do whatever they like during nighttime. Like maybe do their hobbies or hang out with friends, or maybe just simple partying. Yeah. Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? Okay, Monika, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the advice. Sometimes I tend to do my work and play some games till nighttime, till late at night, so yeah, I need the reminder. Thank you, Monika. I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. That's sweet of you, Monika. Thank you. I know you got my back. Sousui, how much do you read? It's way too easy to neglect reading books. If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore compared to all the other entertainment we have. To be honest, Monika, I am not much of a reader. I spend most of my time slaying demons or beating people up in fighting games. Yeah, you can say I rather bleed than read. But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a little bit better. It helps you get good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination. It's not hard at all to just pick some random book that's short and captivating. Before you know it, you might be a pretty avid reader. But Monika, there are demons that needs to be slain, and worlds needs to be saving. I can't stop all those just to read a book. Heck no. No can do, my darling. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Please don't make that face, Monika. You're making me feel defenseless. Okay. I'll read a book bit by bit. But no promises though. And the two of us could talk about the latest book you're reading. That sounds super amazing. Yeah, it does sound amazing to talk with you about books. Maybe we can do a bit of romance while we're at it. Yeah. Hey, I wonder if Yuri's tea set is still somewhere in here. Yuri's tea set? Maybe it's still in the closet. Or maybe that got deleted too. It's kinda funny how Yuri took her tea so seriously. Well, I respect Yuri's passion in that regard. She will take everything into consideration to make the best tea possible for everyone to enjoy. Am I right, Monika? I mean, I'm not complaining because I liked it too. But I always wonder with her. Is it truly passion for her hobbies? Or is she just concerned about appearing sophisticated to everyone else? No, Monika, I don't think that's the case. Yuri is not trying to appear sophisticated at all. She's just really passionate when it comes to her hobbies. And I respect her for that. This is the problem with high schoolers. Well, I guess considering the rest of her hobbies, looking sophisticated probably isn't her biggest concern. Yeah, I guess. Well, I do think that's not the best wording for this, but I'm glad we can see eye to eye, Monika. Still, I wish she made coffee once in a while. Coffee, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't mind a bit of coffee as well. Coffee can be nice with books too, you know? Then again, I probably could have just changed the script myself. Monika, that's not funny. I think you shouldn't be joking about this. Ah ha ha ha. I guess I never really thought of that. Please stop, Monika. Well, there is no sense thinking about it now. But if you still get to drink coffee, then that makes me a little jealous. This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Spicy food? Funny? Huh. What makes you say that, my love? Like... Didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants. We're making fun of the plants. Yeah, you're right, Monika. Now that I think about it, we are making fun of them. Especially me. I love the hell out of spicy food. I can't live without them. Using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Okay. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. Monika, that's a weird way to put it. But funny at the same time. Ah ha ha ha. It just came into my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. Me? Cute? Eat me up? What? Ah ha ha ha. I'm joking, silly. Well, Monika, just for your information, cannibalism is illegal. You can't eat people. But if you do want to eat me, we have to fight to the death. And if I win, I get to eat you up. Fair? Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Monika, you can be funny at times, you know. Oh, Monika. Sorry for being weird. No, please. It's fine. It's fine. And being weird is a compliment, at least for me. Gosh, I haven't laughed like that in a long time. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about it. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. Enjoy the present and not think about the past. Keep on moving forward. That's a good way to live by, Monika. But I also think that we should hold on to the past, here and there, so that we can reflect on our mistakes. Yeah. But at the same time, don't let the past hold you back. Don't let it paralyze you from moving forward. Yeah, that's the best way to think about it, at least for me. Hey, what's your favorite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. You'll get jealous if I like other romance games better. Silly Monika. Don't worry, my love. The games that I normally play are the ones that has to do with demon slaying, kicking ass, and fighting. Yeah, I don't normally play romance games as much. And I also like to play JRPGs too. They do have romance elements in them, but that's not the main theme. So yeah, don't worry, my dear. I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me. Like if you need to go out or take care of other things. But I always have you in my thoughts, patiently waiting for you to come back. That's kind of you, Monika. Thank you. Come to think of it, if you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep a part of me with you. I guess it's kind of unorthodox, but I find it really romantic for some reason. Romantic, huh? It does sound romantic. Yeah, very romantic of you, Monika. Sorry, that's such a silly idea. No, it's not a silly idea. It's pretty creative, in my opinion. I don't mean to be too needy or anything, but it's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you. Well, being a little bit needy here and there wouldn't hurt. That's what couples do, right? I hate how hard it is to form habits. There is so much stuff where actually doing it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible. It just makes you feel useless, like you can't do anything right. I think the new generation suffers from it the most. Probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly. But we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of the people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess. That's pretty grim. Huh. Okay. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me. Sousui. I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. It's tough, knowing that everything around you isn't real, and the pain of loneliness just keeps on crushing you day by day, every moment. Poor Monika. My poor Monika. I think I would have just deleted myself if you didn't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. Ah ha ha ha. But I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Find a way to end myself? No, Monika, I'll try my best to not do that. Well, it's easier said than done. Monika, let's just drop this topic, please. Let's talk about something else. Happy thoughts. Let's talk about happy things, okay? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try to keep yourself sane for a while. But then, you'd have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves. But I think it's hard to say it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people. Even if it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how hard it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time. And before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be so confusing for introverts. Confusing for introverts. I think you're right in that regard, Monika. I am an introvert myself. Well, not as much. But I do know that feeling too. So yeah, it does resonate with me from time to time. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. And when they finally go out, after a half hour, they just want to go home again. I think if more people could understand how it works, they would respect it a lot more. Now that you mentioned it, Monika, I think I have a bit of introvert in me. Like, whenever I go out, I just want to go back home straight away after taking 10 steps. Yeah, it's like all my energy been spent for the whole day. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having 1 or 2 close friends over and just leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop, and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually a little more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. The perfect girlfriend, huh? It's okay, Monika, you don't have to do that. You're perfect the way you are. I mean that. Sousui, would you ever introduce your friends to me? My friends? Huh? I don't know why, but I get really excited when I think about you wanting to show off our relationship like that. Maybe it's because I really want to be someone who makes you proud. I feel like I would try extra hard to improve myself if you told me it made you proud of me. I hope it's the same the other way around too. It makes me really happy knowing that you're trying your best just to make me proud. But Monika, I am already proud of you. You're such a wonderful person. And I'll try my best to make you proud as well. I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. Fake confidence. That's a really neat skill to have. I don't think I have that skill at all. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. Now that you mentioned it, it does make sense, Monika. Fake confidence, huh? I don't think I can do it on a regular basis. Maybe here and there, but not all the times. It's a bit like bluffing, am I right? I think I got pretty good at that over the years. I don't show my weaknesses very often. But because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when do you reach the point in a friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities? Anyway, that's one reason I am so glad I have you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? Yes, I feel the same way. But now that we're together, you don't have to fake your confidence anymore, Monika. You can just be yourself. Express how you truly feel, okay? I really want to be that person for you. You already are, Monika. You already are. You know, it's funny, because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there is something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. A stay-at-home partner? You mean like a housewife, in a traditional sense? Huh. Okay, why do you say that, Monika? I want to know. I guess I'm like perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that. But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? No, Monika, it's not weird. I prefer that way too. I work all day trying to make ends meet, and when I come home, there is someone waiting for me with a smile. Yeah, it feels less lonely living that way, you know? But in this day and age, it's kind of hard to have that fantasy, because due to the high cost of living, it demands both partners to generate income. So yeah, it is what it is, my dear. I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I won't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kinda cute to think about though. Yeah, it is cute. Thinking that a cute housewife waiting for me back at home. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. Sayori? Why? I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactful. Monika, let's not talk about this, please. You're not still hung up over it, right? That's not funny, Monika. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. Monika, you are treading on a mighty thin ice here. I'm warning you, don't joke about Sayori. You don't have the right to talk about her. Not after what you did to her. Not after what she's gone through. So I'm warning you, don't. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. But anyway, I know how much you care about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. Sayori's last moment? Okay, if you put it that way. I'm all ears. I'm listening. I think a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something. Because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. Sayori tried to free herself? Really? She must have kept at it all the way until she lost consciousness. Until she lost consciousness, she was trying to free herself. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Now that you mention that, I think I caught a glimpse of her fingertips, all red. That makes sense. Come to think of it, it was probably less changing her mind and more just her survival instincts kicking in. Her survival instincts? Alright, I get you. Now let's just drop this topic, okay? So, you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right? Well, to be honest, Monika, you caused her to be like that. It's not healthy to think about the things that you could have done differently. So, just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. Monika, please stop before I do something I don't like. I may have exacerbated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. She was already mentally ill from the start, and you know about it, and you made it worse. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. I guess we'd all still be in the club room, writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it is even real? None of it is real? Listen here, you pup. I am this close to snap you like a twig, but you're lucky the game just won't let me. I am in love with you, but that does not mean I can't think rationally, that I can't think what is right and what is wrong. So, I'm warning you, stop it right now, before things gets worse. God damn it, I snapped. Monika, I'm so sorry. But let's just drop this topic, okay? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right? The two of us, happily together. The two of us. Just the two of us, happily together. There is no reason to ask for any more than that. I was just pointlessly musing. I am really as happy as I could be right now. Okay, Monika, if you put it that way, I'm not mad at you anymore. I wonder if I am able to change the music. Something a little more romantic would be nice, you know? Something romantic? Like a gentle piano? A gentle piano? That is lovely. I would love to hear some piano right now. There has to be something like that here. Let's see. Maybe if I... Oh, jeez. That wasn't it at all. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I shouldn't be messing with things like that. I already broke so much stuff. And deleted the other characters. Okay. I'm not sad about it or anything. For some reason, I refuse to believe that. And my feral instinct agrees with me too, Monika. It's not right for me to miss things that weren't even real in the first place. You keep on saying that, Monika, like you're trying to reaffirm your feelings. Like you're trying to justify the things that you did without feeling guilty. Am I right? If I just focus on the present, then this is the happiest I've ever been. The happiest you've ever been, huh? Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. Ignorant? You? About what, exactly? When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out, or something like that. Like, anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, you know? But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Monika, I am nowhere near perfect. You think too highly of me, but thank you. If you think that way. Well, like I said before, I have flaws too, just like everybody else. I get stressed, I get angry, I feel happy too. Yeah, I'll try to be the best version of me from time to time. There's a really popular character type called Tsundere. Tsundere. Oh, I'm familiar with that type of character. In almost every anime, there has to be one character with that trait. Yeah. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy, or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. Yeah, I agree with you in that regard, Monika. At first, I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. Made more sense? Like what? It seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time? I think it's really gotten to her, so she has this really defensive attitude all the time. And I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. Her home situation? Is it that bad? It's cool if you don't want to talk about it, Monika. It's something personal anyway. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Thank you, Monika, for providing that space to Natsuki. You really are kind. You really are an angel. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. She doesn't exist? You don't believe that, do you, Monika? You don't, I can tell. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. Really? It doesn't sound like it. Well, you do you, Monika. You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game. right? I kinda have to ask. You wanna ask me something, Monika? Okay, shoot. Ask away. Don't be shy. What made you consider even playing in the first place? What made me play this game? Well, were you that lonely? Me? Lonely? Pshaw! No! Heck no! I am not a lonely person. I am a solitary ego, a lone wolf. I am not lonely, I can tell you that. Nope, I am not lonely. Hell no. I feel a little bad for you. Feeling bad for me? Why? I'm not feeling lonely, Monika, please believe me. But I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end, for both of us. I got to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel like this was fate. This was fate, huh? Don't you feel that way too? Yes, I feel it too, Monika. It is fate. And that's a fact. I'm so happy we have this ending together. I am happy too that we are together, Monika. I really am. Did you know I'm on Twitter? Twitter? You're on Twitter? Really? My username is lilmonix3. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. Someone made you a Twitter account. That's cool. That's cool. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world. The real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? It would really mean a lot to me. You want me to follow you? Okay, I guess I have to create a Twitter account too, huh? With how much you mean to me, and all? Okay, Monika, I'll follow you on Twitter. It would really make me feel loved. Don't worry, princess. I'll do it for you. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these. So, let's go for it. Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes, when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always gonna be out of your reach, you know? The truth is, you have to climb up there, step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So, sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So, if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Wow, that is a profound advice, Monika. A profound wisdom. Yeah, thank you. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? Yandere? Yeah, I know about that term. Why do you ask, Monika? It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Usually to the point of craziness. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yandere. Someone. Please, Monika, let's not go there. By now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. And that would be... Yuri! Monika, I know for a fact that Yuri is not a yandere. She is a gentle and kind person. Don't call her that. She really got insanely possessive of you once she started to open up a little. She even told me I should kill myself. Well, Monika, that's because you messed her up. You messed with her head, with her feelings and emotions. You made her become berserk. And I don't think she really meant that. I couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Ah ha ha ha. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into the yandere type, you know? I guess they really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. People are weird. I don't judge though. Also, I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. It's kind of the opposite, actually. You're the opposite? Really? What makes you say that, Monika? Because looking back at what you did to our friends, I beg to differ. So please, explain to me, how or why do you think you're the opposite of this yandere trait? I turned out to be the only normal girl in this game. It's not like I could ever actually kill a person. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But Monika, you drove your friends to end themselves. And that, to me, is like you have a hand in it too. Indirectly. No matter how much you want to manipulate your words, what you did is wrong. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. But if you do happen to be into the yandere type, I can try acting a little more creepy for you. Thanks, but no thanks, Monika. I prefer the way you are right now. You don't have to change your personality trait or whatsoever. Yeah, just be yourself, okay? Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yandere girl's dream? I'd ask Yuri if I could. That's enough, Monika. That's enough. You ever have that thing happen where you just get anxious for no reason? Get anxious? For no reason? I don't understand what you mean, Monika. Care to explain? Like, you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious. And you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about. And that makes you even more anxious. Ah ha ha ha, that's the worst. If you're ever feeling anxious, I'll help you relax a little. Besides, in this game, all our worries are gone forever. Monika, It's hard to relax when you're provoking me like this. But I still love you though. I still do. You know, high school is a really turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. People can get really passionate and dramatic, and others have aching hearts and seek attention on social media. But all of the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone is really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. They don't want attention because they've already given up on the inside. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them otherwise. Depression comes in many forms, but that is one of them. Depression, huh? Yeah, it is a terrible thing, and it's hella real. Just, if you think you know someone struggling with depression, you can help just by treating them like they're a good friend. Spend time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much. And remind them that they always have something to look forward to. Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, "See you at school tomorrow." All those things can help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Sayori has given you some perspective on the true face of depression. Sayori, huh? Yeah, I can't believe someone as happy as Sayori has depression. A huge one at that. Sayori. I miss Sayori. I miss her laugh. I miss her smile. I miss her sunshine. Yeah, she's gone now. But Sayori was never real in the first place. Sayori was never real. You're wrong, Monika. Sayori is real. The time I spent with her, the time we laughed together, the time we share our emotions, those are real. And who are you to say otherwise? You're real. Your friends are real. And just by being a good person, you can save someone's life. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? Struggling from depression? Me? I don't think so. Well, at least I feel that way. Because you too have people who would want to save your life. My life doesn't need saving, Monika. Maybe they don't express it every day, or maybe they don't even know how to. But people do feel that way. I promise. Maybe you're right. Thank you for reminding me that. It feels nice. Man, humans are complicated. You got that right, Monika. But as long as you're here with me, I'll take good care of you, my love. I love you too, Monika. And I'll take good care of you as well. I promise.